everyone, welcome to NGW High Voltage. I am the camera guy, and here with me, as always, is NGW head official Scott Cross. And Scott, we are a little under 2 weeks away.
Yeah, I mean, we're 9 days away from Melee Mascot, aren't we?
Yes, sir, we certainly are.
We are in the single digits, and I cannot wait. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while now, and we are now in the single digits for Melee Mascota 3.
Yep, June 21st at the Loose Civic Center in Mascota. Make sure you get your tickets at ngw.ticketleap.com. Welcome to everybody. Make sure that you're commenting down below because later on in the show, one of our lucky viewers will have the chance to win a signed poster of the show.
Yep.
And Scott, let me ask you, what are you looking forward to the most at Melee Mascota?
Oh my gosh, there's so much to look forward to. I mean, you know, we got to talk about this main event, though. The caliber in this main event is just beyond. I mean, Tobias Storm and the new NGW Heavyweight Champion Playboy Double H versus the returning Chris Cade and the King of Chaos Ricky Cruz. I mean, that match is going to be awesome. I mean, you know, Chris Cade is finally getting his chance to get his hands on Playboy after 9 long months of being on the shelf.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since he had to relinquish the NGW Heavyweight Championship at Forsaken in October.
Yes, and now that the match has been made for July 12th for Wrestling for a Cure, Chris Cade will get his one-on-one shot at the NGW Heavyweight Championship. So now he gets a little piece before he gets that one-on-one match.
And of course, I'm also looking forward to Jerry Morgan taking on Sid Holland for the Wrestling for a Cure Championship.
Yes, Jerry Morgan, you know, he's going to be a belt collector now. Now he's got 2 belts. He's got the IW Productions Light Heavyweight title, which he just recently won. He is the current Ignite Outburst champion, and next Saturday he looks to claim another belt when he goes one-on-one with Sid Holland for the Wrestling for a Cure Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, and it's also important to keep in mind that as of right now, Jerry Morgan has not been penned or submitted in NGW, IWA Productions, or Ignite.
Yes, exactly. And Sid went over 2 years undefeated in NGW.
Yeah, I mean, that's
this is going to
be a really high caliber match there.
I mean, they're going to bring everything because Sid, you know, he is 100% representative for Wrestling for a Cure. He defends that Wrestling for a Cure heavyweight title all the time. He's going to put up a fight, but, you know, Jerry Morgan, that's what he's looking for. He's looking for a fight. So this is going to be a great match between these two, and I cannot wait. And
speaking of a pure fight, we're going to have LVK finally being able to get his hands on Reinar in a true match.
Yes, I mean these two have been at each other's throats for a while. They got a little shove and then the little incident with TLC, but I mean now the talking, and next Saturday the talking's done. LBK is going to be in the ring with Reinar, and this is not going to be a match. This is going to be a fight.
Yeah, we've already got the comments popping off. We got Chris is saying that Jerry's going to be keeping that streak alive. Kevin saying, good evening, gentlemen. We got Dardar in the comments. We're all ready.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, and of course, you know, we're also the remainder of the Great Heathen Army is going to be taking on the FAM for the NGW Tag Team Championships.
Yes, you know, the Great Heathen Army is looking to get gold again, and you know, they're going to have a little bit of a challenge to taking on the first ever 2-time NGW Tag Team Champions, the FAM. But, I mean, this is going to be a great match, too. I mean, every match is just stacked up. I mean, it's a 3-year anniversary. We're keeping the tradition alive in Melee Mascota, you know, with all the history that's happened in Mascota. You know, it's those video packages that you guys came out with. I mean, they're phenomenal. Keeping up with the history. That's crazy to think of all the history that's happened in that town as far as wrestling goes.
And speaking of which, the Mascota Herald newspaper here in town, they've been weekly running stories about the wrestling history in Mascota as well.
Yeah, the Mascota Herald, I mean, they are always a supporter of New Genesis Wrestling. Every time we come to town, they do a full page article that next week of us at the show, and I mean, it's awesome.
Oh, we got Chris asking as far as Wrestling for a Cure goes, any update on how much NGW has raised? To the best of my knowledge, we are still at $848 raised by New Genesis Wrestling for a Cure. But we still do have that challenge laid down by our co-CEO, Phoenix Quinn, for the New Genesis Wrestling fan base to raise $1,000 for Wrestling for a Cure to fight childhood cancer.
I'm hoping we'll hit it at Melee Mosquito 3.
Oh, I'm certain we will. I have no doubt the NGW fan base has been, as Marcellus Knight will say, showing up and showing out in support.
Oh yeah, and we will have Wrestling for a Cure, and also the St. Louis Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame will be in the house too. So we will have both them in the house.
We're gonna have quite a full house.
Exactly, because the next night after Melee Mosquito is the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yep, that ceremony will take place in downtown St. Louis.
Yes.
But of course, there's still one other piece of gold on the line at the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That is Navi Kai is going to be challenging for the Lightning Division Championship.
Yep. I mean, Navi Kai is a up and he is making his name wherever he goes, and now he's looking to capture gold in NGW, but he's going to have his hands full with the champion, because I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to get started this early.
Yeah, you know what? I guess I will. I mean, he's going to be going up against the leader of the Gospel of Damnation, Preacher.
You had to get that count started, didn't you?
You have to say it at least once.
Okay. As long as Donde don't hack in and say it like 3 times like he did last time, we're good.
And we've got Phoenix Quinn in the comments saying that we are still holding at that amount. She wants that goal to be hit, and that she has faith in our wonderful fans and NGW family.
Yes, I think we will have no problem hitting that goal at Melee Mosquito 3. So,
but of course, we are also going to be having the continuation for the tournament to crown the first ever New Genesis Wrestling Women's Champion.
Yes.
We will be seeing Lexxi Green taking on our guest tonight, Cassandra Golden, in the first semifinal round.
Yes, I mean, I can't believe we're already in the semifinals. Lexxi Green looked to start. She started the tournament off trying to look for that bye, but she didn't get the bye. But Cassandra Golden did get the bye, so now Cassandra Golden has advanced to the semifinals to take on Lexxi Green, and now we're down to 4. So we're down to the 4 final for the women's championship, and after next Saturday, it'll be down to 3.
Yep, and both of us have been lucky enough to see Cassandra Golden in action at IWA Productions, but this will be her first time at New Genesis Wrestling.
Yes.
And let's take a real quick look at a list of Cassandra's accomplishments. She'll be facing Lexxi Green on June 21st in the NGW Women's Championship Tournament. This will be her 7th year as an active wrestler. She's been the BIW Women's Champion, FEW Flair's Women's Champion, XIW Women's Champion, and Memphis Wrestling Women's Champion. She's appeared on AEW and TNA Impact Wrestling TV. And let me get this ticker out of the way, because our fun fact about Cassandra is she is a recovering Sims addict.
Yeah, I was at one time, Sims was a part of my life at one time,
Well, Scott, what do you say we go ahead and bring on our guest tonight, Cassandra Golden?
Yep.
Hi.
Let's put Cassandra in the spot of honor.
There
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing great. And we have Xavier Twist in the comments asking what's up.
What's up, guys? Thank y'all for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Welcome. It's an absolute honor to have you on, and it's a great joy and privilege to be able to see you in action in New Genesis Wrestling.
Thank you. I'm happy to be there. I'm excited. Like you said, it's my debut, so I gotta, like you said earlier, gotta show up and show out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Me and Alex have both seen you at IWA Productions, but this is going to be your first introduction to the New Genesis Wrestling.
Yes. I'm really excited. I love wrestling in front of new crowds. You just never know.
Yes.
We have our co-CEO, Phoenix Quinn, saying welcome.
Thank you.
So I have to ask, we'll start off with this based off your fun fact, a recovering Sims addict.
Mm-hmm. I love The Sims. It's so weird because I'll go in between like different stages of like playing for like every day for like hours to like not playing, and then I'll go at the same thing for like months every day playing for like hours. So I don't know. It's just something that I've always done. Like even like since high school, I've like loved like playing just like The Sims. It's just like so much fun.
Which version of Sims do you like to play?
I play 4 mainly because I can play it on my regular laptop, but my favorite is still Sims 2. But I have to pull up my old laptop for that one, and
Yeah.
I had to buy like the disc. But I love Sims 2 is probably my favorite, but I play Sims 4 the most.
Yeah, they actually released a enhanced version of the original Sims and Sims 2 on Steam.
That's what someone was telling me. I need to go back and like find it so I can go ahead and play it. I don't know. Do you know if it's on Mac? I think that might have been the issue that I had. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. Make sure I write that down because you're gonna get me back into it now. Just remind
Well, I mean, we have Marianne Savage in the comments saying, Cassandra, there's no need to recover.
That's true. Sims is great. Sims is great. I don't know. I just get so like locked into it.
And apparently the Sims 4 is getting fairies in it.
I haven't played the fairies. I only have like a couple of the expansion packs. So I need to up my expansion pack game.
Yeah, I had the Sims 2, and I had probably every expansion pack that was available. I had it. So
yeah.
It is very addictive.
It really is like that, and like getting like different mods and stuff like that.
And then you're sitting there playing, and all of a sudden you're looking like, where's the last 8 hours went by? It's like, yeah, exactly. It gets really addictive. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and we actually are starting off with a question from the infamous Dardar asking, "Hey Cassandra, what are you looking forward to in this match with Lexxi?"
I'm looking forward pretty much just to wrestle someone new. I've never wrestled Lexxi before. I have seen her, so I'm really excited to like get in there, and throw down with her. So I'm excited about that. I love wrestling new people.
So be your first time facing her?
It will be, yes.
Oh, that's outstanding. Now I'll give you a little bit of information. Scott is actually terrified of Lexxi Green.
Yeah, she that little scream she's got. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I bet, especially in person. Like I've seen some of it, so I can see some of the.
I'm just a little scared of her, just a little bit. So
Hi, Ariel. Sorry, I saw a comment there.
Yeah, and we have Dardar say that she's excited to watch you wrestle. She hasn't seen you wrestle ever.
Okay, awesome. I'm excited. I really hope you enjoy. I'll make sure to come and say hello to me at the show too. That'd be great.
So this is what, your 7th year, you said, in wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get started in wrestling? What made you get started in wrestling?
I just have always loved wrestling ever since, I love wrestling since I was young story. I feel like a lot of us have like that similar story. But I didn't really start until I was older. I graduated college because I wanted to start when I was in college, but I couldn't find a school. So I did have to wait until after I graduated. After that, I was pretty much like, it's now or never. I can always go back and do like some accounting, but like right now, I just got to start and wrestle. So that's pretty much it. And just watching wrestling with my dad and my sister, they really got me into it the most.
So I heard you were trained by Lance Storm, or trained with Lance Storm. What was it like working with Lance?
That was really cool. It was like a really cool experience. I went to Canada for 3 months. I don't know, like the way just to describe it is really, it was an experience, that's for sure. Because like, I don't know if there's like many people that are better than Lance Storm as far as like the technical abilities, like the foundations, things like that are just so, being able to like train with him is like so invaluable. So it was a really cool experience. And just to go to Canada too. I've never been to Canada.
What do you enjoy the most about being up in Canada?
Pretty much one, of course, just like the training that I had up there was really cool. And just meeting all the other wrestlers. We were all kind of like on the same level. Just coming in, we're all really new. So going through that experience together was like one of my favorite parts. And also like I rode a bus for the first time. I rode a train for the first time. Just like a whole bunch of like different, really cool like, experiences. Thankfully, I went in the summer, so I didn't have to experience a Canadian winter. So
yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah, right.
So everybody make sure that as you're watching, you're commenting down below with your questions for our guest tonight, Cassandra Golden. One of our lucky viewers will be selected for Cassandra Golden to play a game to win a prize for them, and that prize will be a signed show poster. And by poster, I'm talking huge poster. Movie poster size.
Yeah. Yes, and it will be signed by the NGW roster too. So that's another thing too. So you got something that Lexxi Green did not get in this tournament. You got a bye to the semifinals. She tried to get a bye. She didn't get a bye, but you got a bye. So with this tournament coming up and for the first inaugural women's champion, have you ever been an inaugural women's champion for any company?
I'm trying to think. No, I actually haven't. Okay. So this is going to be really cool. I'm going to say it's going to be really cool because I know I'm going to win it.
There you go. Yeah. It's always good, to win a championship, but it's always good to be the first because you cement your name in history as you're the first one that ever held that title. So you get to represent the title how you want to. So
absolutely. I'm really excited for that. I think that's like so cool.
And we have Matt Marks dropping in the comments saying hello.
Hello.
And Cassandra, you actually already have quite the career under your belt in those 7 years. Because you've wrestled, as we said at the top, you've wrestled at AEW. And I have a list of some of the opponents that you faced in AEW here. Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, Allie, and Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, it's really cool experiences.
And I have a picture here of you facing Allie on AEW Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Got her in a nice headlock there.
Yeah.
That almost looks as good as one of my photos.
Nice.
Yeah. So what was it like wrestling for AEW?
It's a really cool experience. Because I feel like everyone's always working to get to that spot, not just to be an extra, a one-off. Everybody's really working to be regular, be signed to do this and to do that. So just being able to be there around the different wrestlers, to be in that atmosphere, I would say it's just such a really cool experience to be able to have. I don't really think you can replicate it with many other things.
What was the most valuable thing you learned from that experience?
Yeah, most valuable thing. I would say to be open and just willing to listen and always ask questions. People back there are just so friendly. And if you have any type of question that you can just ask, and then they'll just be happy to answer it for you. Just listen if you have any critiques or anything, just always listen as well. But just ask questions and just, keep your ears open for any advice that anyone might have.
And Lil Monroe asking, hey, Cassandra, who or what inspired you to wrestle?
Inspired. Okay, so I would have to say Bailey versus Sasha Banks. That was
an NXT takeover.
Yeah, that was okay, this is it. I've loved wrestling before then, and it's so funny that when I first saw Shelton Benjamin, and he is so crazy athletic. That's what really this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and this was in the 2000s, mid 2000s. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen, And Shelton Benjamin, I don't wrestle anything like Shelton Benjamin, but I still thought he was so cool. So that's what really the first person that I was oh wow, this is super cool that people can actually do stuff like this. But I would have to say, as far as wrestling, it was their feud in NXT. I was already a really big fan, but I was I can do this. I felt so inspired by those two women. I'm just this is something I want to do.
James Quinn saying that was an awesome match.
Absolutely. Anytime I'm feeling down, I'll pull up that match and I'll just get re-inspired all over again.
And we have Ariel asking a really good one. Cassandra Golden, what was your least favorite move to learn in training and why?
Least favorite move. Ooh. Back body drops. Those are not fun. One, I don't like being upside down. And two, I'm a thick woman. Nobody should be tossing me up like that anyway. So it's like, I know how to do it, but yeah, that's just not fun.
It's not exactly the way you want to be staring up at the lights.
Right, exactly.
So you
what's
said
your favorite move?
Favorite move. I love my spine buster. I really do love my spine buster. And I also I like my hip attack too, but I have to say like my spine buster or like my Midas touch. I think those are like my favorite ones.
Yeah, I believe we had the chance to see you hit your spine buster against Mercy, if I remember correctly, at IWA.
Was it against Mercy? Did I wrestle Mercy? I think I wrestled Nyx at IWA.
I think so, yeah.
I think
it was that women's
right.
tournament, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, because like I said, we've seen you at IWA, but this is your first introduction to NGW. So you said you traveled to Canada. Have you traveled anywhere else outside the United States to wrestle?
I have with the FEW belt. It's also with All Caribbean. So I've been to the Bahamas a couple times, and I've been to Jamaica a couple times as well.
Okay. Is there any place in particular you'd like to wrestle at?
This is like a dream, like in the future. I would love to go to Japan, just like in general. If I could take like an extended like trip, I want to wrestle and just to like visit Japan. I would love that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. My son is actually going in like a month. He's going to Japan for a week and a half. Him and his cousin are going over there for a week and a half just to go over there.
That's awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Really expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
so you want that big moment of wrestling for New Japan?
Yeah, New Japan, Marvelous, Stardom, just like anywhere. I'd be so excited to do. It'd be really cool.
We have Jason Heath, NGW's resident sound technician, saying, "Hello, Cassandra. I can't wait to play your music on the 21st for the first time and bring your A game to prove my prediction wrong. Still only because I haven't seen you wrestle yet." We had Jason Heath on the program last week, and we asked him who he thought was going to be the winner of the tournament, and he selected your opponent, Lexxi Green.
Come on, Jason. I'm the golden one. It's in the name, Jason. It's in the name.
Yes. And I mean, this is not just a normal match. This is a semifinals for the crown, the first ever NGW Women's Champion. So there's a lot on the mind, a lot on the stake. So I know you are going to bring it, and I know Lexi's going to bring it. I mean, it's going to be an awesome match between you two.
Absolutely. I'm ready to bring it. I'm the golden one for a reason.
Yep. And the opponents that we've seen you wrestle, or at least I have seen you wrestle against at IWA, have been Nyx, Lovely Miss Larkin, the Island Girl TT, and Shalance.
Mm-hmm. All great opponents for sure.
Yes.
Yep. And speaking of Nyx is a part of this tournament.
She is. Yes, I did.
Yep. Let me bring up the bracket here. We have you on the left-hand side going up against Lexxi Green. On the right-hand side, we actually have Nyx versus Shaza McKenzie. So it's conceivable that the final round of the tournament could come down to you and Nyx.
It could be.
Or it could be, Shaza. Have you wrestled Shaza before or Nyx?
I have never wrestled Shaza before, no.
Okay.
But Nyx and I have wrestled quite a few times.
And we have Donde in the chat saying hooray.
We just had a question. There we go.
Oh, yep. We have Kevin asking, "Hey, Cassandra, who would you like to fight in the future, either tag or singles?"
Okay. Let me think. I would love to wrestle Queen Amanada. Jeez. Her.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like that's definitely something that I could do. So somebody, book it. Or Bianca Belair, if I could just like throw out just any name. I love Bianca Belair.
Oh, those are really good choices.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually also have a question from our co-CEO, Phoenix Quinn, asking what qualities make a great champion, in your opinion?
I would have to say someone who is strong, not just like physically strong, but also that's like mentally strong and that they can really carry like that title. The whole phrase, you make the title doesn't make you. Just have your own, personality and just have your own, know who you are too. And just like be honest, that's what I do part of the golden one is that, I always try to follow the rules. Like, I try to be a good guy, just to be, inspirational to like other people, just so that they can do what you can do too.
And professionalism and being a fighting champ?
Absolutely.
Yep. And let's see in our comments here, we have Herb Simmons saying good evening to all. Herb Simmons, a member of the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. We have Reinar the Hooligan saying one more week. Reinar is going to also be competing at Melee and Mascuda 3. He's taking on LVK. They have quite a history already. And we also have Ariel with another question for you. If you had to be in a tag team, who would your dream partner be?
Okay, I'm gonna say Bianca Belair again. Let me think. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the same answer twice. Let's see. Dream partner. If we can go from like any era, I would probably want to do Jazz. I think that'd be like really cool. Like a team with Jazz or like Victoria. Those were like my two favorites from like back in the day, Jazz and Victoria. So I could probably do like a little I don't know, interchange with one of them. We can have us a nice little New Day situation or something.
And, speaking of women's tag team, one of the big things with Melee and Mascuda 3 is keeping the tradition alive, because the town of Mascuda, Illinois actually has quite a colorful history of professional wrestling. One of the things that we're actually very proud of is the fact that the first ever women's tag team match that took place in the state of Illinois happened in Mascuda, Illinois.
Wow, that's actually really cool. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I love tag wrestling. I don't do a lot of it, but I love tag wrestling. So that's really a great question. I don't get a chance to do it enough, but I love it personally.
What makes a good tag team partner, in your opinion?
Someone that this isn't always true, because I think we've seen it before in the past. But at least for me, I just would love to tag with someone that I mesh with, like in and out of the ring. It's good to always have that good in-ring chemistry, but I would also like to have someone I mesh with outside of the ring as well. Someone who I think having a different style could also be really cool. Someone who just has like the same like ambition as you do as well would be like a good partner. And someone who wants to be a tag partner.
And we have the infamous Dardar asking, when you get ready to come out for your matches, what goes through your mind?
Oof. A lot. It's so much. Please don't fall. Please don't make a crazy face. Please don't hurt yourself. Please don't hurt your opponent. I would say those are the main things that like come through, especially when I come through at a debut. Please have a reaction. Oh, the crowd has a reaction when I step outside the curtain. That's a big one, especially at places where I'm gonna like debut at. So that's gonna be coming through my mind before I come out. Is I hope these people cheer for me when I come out the curtain.
Oh, NGW has a wonderful fan base.
Yes.
So I'm entirely certain that you will get a very loud cheer when you come through the NGW curtain.
Yes. So, next week, you are taking on Lexxi Green, and I hate to say get our count up to 2 weeks, yeah. To get our count up to 2, but I'm going to have to say his name. Lexxi is not alone. Lexxi has joined the Gospel of Damnation, which consists of our Lightning Division champion Preacher. Had to say his name twice again, but also Brujo Shaman. How does that factor in to you with having outside distractions like that?
I think it's gonna be, as long as I know that that's coming, and I know that's coming, I can be a little bit more mentally prepared. Also, I am not afraid of any type of intergender confrontation. So if they want to step to me, then, we can make it happen then too. But, always just have like eyes in the back of my head, especially when it's like groups. You're never alone. So I've been in that situation before, and I feel like I know how to handle it. So now that I know, I'm aware, I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you a little heads up because,
I appreciate that.
they, she does not come out alone sometimes. So had to give you a little heads up as being the official of that match. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Scott,
I'm gonna try to do my best
thinking.
to keep an eye on them, but they're kind of hard to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
But
I can imagine.
I have Dara saying, as soon as she heard Cassandra had a match, I immediately made a sign for her to feel welcome.
Yay, thank you. I'm so excited to meet you.
So on your debut, you're going to have a sign out in the crowd.
I know, okay. See, you just calm my nerves a little bit about that.
Yeah.
At least I would have you out there cheering for me, hopefully. Or if you cheer for both of us, it's fine.
as long as you don't take on any members of PYT, you're on Dardar's side. So that's all that matters.
Good to know. Good to know.
So how you've traveled all over the place. Where has been your favorite place to wrestle at so far?
I offer you the thank you. I appreciate that.
Ryar's offering you the hooligan services.
Yeah.
I would have to say Montego Bay, Jamaica is probably my favorite place. That was really cool. That's also where I won my FBW Flares Championship belt there too. So I won my first belt in that company there. And then also just being in Montego Bay, Jamaica was super cool too. So that's probably my favorite place.
Getting paid to be at Montego Bay. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So besides outside the country, is there anywhere in the States you would like to wrestle?
Let's see. I wrestle for a place called Bayou Independent Wrestling. And then we go to like the southern states, like Mississippi, like West Monroe, and some places in Arkansas, or Fountain Hill in Arkansas. A lot of those fans have really seen me since I started in Louisiana. So it's always great that I get a chance to go in those areas and see people who've known me for like years. So I would have to say that's probably like some of my favorite places to wrestle. Maybe like West Monroe in particular is probably my favorite. Louisiana.
We got Phoenix in the comments saying that Reinar, she doesn't need the heathen. She can hold her own.
That's true too.
Co-CEO Phoenix Quinn with a lot of confidence in ya.
Yeah, so that's true too.
And Scott, apparently Donde has made a Twitch account.
How does he get on Twitch? He don't even know what state he's in. This guy.
Donde Estoy, you're have you had the pleasure of meeting Donde Estoy at any of your times at IWA Productions?
I don't think so.
Well, you're lucky.
If you had,
you're lucky.
Oh, he's a very colorful character. He's easily confused.
Oh, I like colorful characters. So we'll see.
Dardar's saying that she's going to cheer for both you and Lexxi.
Because I told Donde to go to Muscuda for Melee and Muscuda. He went to Mississippi. So.
Oh.
So,
Well, one time Scott wasn't able to make it on the program because he had an eye doctor appointment, and Donde sent him to the eye doctor, but it turned out to be an iPhone doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cost me $895.
Oh my goodness.
And I still didn't get new glasses.
Oh my goodness.
We have Jane Keaton saying that she loves watching Cassandra wrestle.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And we have Reinhard the Hooligan stating that everyone needs extra eyes when it comes to Preacher.
Did you just...
We are always watching.
See?
Reinhard got me this week.
Yeah, he got you this week. Donde did it the week before, so... Or a couple weeks ago, Donde did it.
Preacher is as he says, always watching. So if he's our resident Beetlejuice, if you say his name 3 times, he pops up.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
that count. Okay, that's
So we try not to say his name 3 times, but sometimes it happens. It seems to happen a lot, but...
Oh. That's really cool.
Looks like the count is Scott did 1 and I did 2.
Yeah, so you won this week. Yes, well, we already said his name 3 times, so it doesn't work after you say his name 3 times. So it doesn't work the second time. But yeah, Preacher is the Lightning Division champion, and he is the leader of the Gospel of Damnation with Lexxi Green and Brujo Shaman. So he is the one you need to watch out for. Yeah, and their newest disciple, Sid Manson, which he's crazy.
Okay.
I thought Lexxi was crazy. He gives Lexxi a run for her money.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the info before the show. So
Exactly. You know.
Good.
Yeah, there's a lot to look out for with that group.
Yeah.
Very much so. So what would you say has been your biggest accomplishment in your career today?
My biggest accomplishment. Oh, wow. My biggest accomplishment. Ooh. I don't know. I feel like I've done like so many really cool things. So it's hard to like pick the biggest one. I don't know if it's like an accomplishment, but I love wrestling in front of my hometown. And I remember I wrestled in front of my high school a couple years ago. And if you wouldn't like know me, I'm a pretty shy person, especially in high school. I never talked. I never had like a lot of friends or anything like that. But just to go back to like my high school and like see people I went to school with, people I used to work with, just to see me like as a completely different person, like in the ring, I feel like that was super cool. And I'm really proud of. Like even like after, I was like, oh, I can't believe this is little old Cassandra. Just like, yeah, I know. So it's crazy. Like even like still my family, just like wrestling in general, they're just like, I can't believe you're still doing that. That's like so cool. But like me going back to my high school and just like seeing people that I haven't seen in years, really get a chance to see me and the person that I've grown into. I think that's like one of my biggest accomplishments and like proudest moments, just from them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
We got Dade saying that he's going to join the gospel.
Donde.
And Dardar's asking, she'd love to get a photo with you.
Yes.
And the sign that she made for you.
Absolutely. We got to get a photo of us and a photo with the sign too. We definitely got to do that.
So who has been your favorite opponent that you've faced so far?
Ooh, favorite opponent. I'm going to say my favorite opponent would have to be either Erica. It would be Erica Torres, I would say. I think she's really good. She wrestles a lot in Texas, I would say. And La Brava is really fun to wrestle too. And Raylan's really fun to wrestle. I just gave you 3 answers for one.
Yeah, that's Oh, the more the merrier.
Right. But
So what's your favorite type of match you like to have?
It really does depend on like what's going on. I do like me just a good old singles match, but if we have like a story, I don't mind doing any type of like extra things with it. I love me a steel cage match. I've had a couple of those. Those are always super fun. So I don't want to be boring and say a singles match. So I'm gonna say a still cage match. It's probably been my favorite. But it also had a really good story with those two. And I love like any type of like even just a singles match. If you have like a really good story behind it, then you can really tell like a good story. Those are like my favorites. But I'm gonna say a cage match. It's fun.
What makes a cage match fun? Is it because you can be more creative during the match?
I would say be more creative and just do something that's like outside of the ordinary. Um, like you said, it's more creative. You have to think about different ways to like incorporate the cage into your match, and how to just use what you have. I think it's just really cool to do if you have like a cool like story to go along with it.
And everybody, everybody who's ever stepped in the ring has had their first match. What was your first match like?
Ooh.
Why is it always that reaction?
I know. First match, not the best. But it was still really cool. Like even like looking like back on it, first time I was out there, I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. After now, I'm like, oh my god, that's so terrible. But of course, like when you're in the moment, it's just like so really cool, so exciting. Like you worked so hard for this like one moment. So at the time, I wasn't like cringing, but I remember it was with someone. It was actually with the girl that I would train with. We trained together, so we had our first match down in Jonesboro, Arkansas, at MACW, Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling. We had our first match there, and I can't remember the exact story, but I know it was down in Jonesboro. It's really cool.
Oh, we have a wonderful from Phoenix Quinn. You are the golden one, the good one. Your words. Does the golden one have a mean streak?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if her boys try to get in my face, we're probably going to see it. But I do have I can have a mean streak when it needs to be. Like I said, I'm very good. I consider myself to be a good girl, but I can definitely bring out that mean streak when needed.
How would you describe your style of wrestling?
I would say I'm more power based. Like I said earlier, I like my Midas touch, which is like a Samoan driver. I like my spine buster, which is also more of like a power move. I would definitely say I'm more of like a power based wrestler.
So, what would be your favorite road story? You've traveled a lot, so I'm sure you have at least one good, funny road story of a travel to a show.
Funny. I don't know if I have many funny ones. I have bad ones, but I don't know if I have any really funny ones. Let me think of something funny. Funny. Do I have a funny one? Off the top of my head, I can't really think of a funny one. Because a lot of times I do just travel with like just me. But I can't think. I'm sure I have one, and it's awful. I can't think of anything like funny right now. But
we have Phoenix saying that she would suggest tapping into that mean streak in this tournament.
I agree. I agree. With tournaments, you have like so many different people, so many different personalities, so many different styles. You just really never know like what somebody's gonna bring out during that match. So I really have to be ready for anything. I'm gonna be my normal like golden one self, but then you always gotta like switch it when it's time to go.
Yes, because if this is a semifinal match, so if you win this match, you go to the finals. So
Mhm.
you're one step closer to be a women's champion. So there is a lot on the line. So I cannot wait to see this match.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Now, out of so say you do win, out of the two possible contenders you would be facing in the next round, which would either be Shaza or Nyx, which one would you rather face?
Ooh, rather face is difficult. Because Shazza is, I've never wrestled Shazza. I've seen her wrestle before, but I've never actually wrestled her. Uh, Nyx, like I said before, I've wrestled Nyx quite a few times. So, but it's been a while. So, I mean, I don't really know what to expect from that too, because people change, people adapt over time. So that's a difficult question. Rather, um, I don't know. I'm a little bit salty. I think Nyx beat me at the last IWA show. Um, so I don't know if I want to actually avenge my win there, or if I want to wrestle like Shazza too. So that's difficult. That's difficult. Um, but I might go with Shazza. Shazza. Like I said earlier, I love wrestling new people. So that'd be exciting just to wrestle someone new.
Would you prefer wrestling somebody new or wrestling somebody you used to wrestle?
It depends on the situation. I think it just depends. I always, but I'm gonna have to say, for the most part, I think I like wrestling new people, especially at like new places.
So, how has your style evolved over the last 7 years of wrestling? Because I'm sure that you've learned and picked up quite a few things in that time.
hmm I would say my style has changed as far as I've definitely added more. Like I said, I'm now more like power based because I'm able to like trust myself. I'm able to trust myself, and for the different opponents that I'm wrestling, I'm able to get a better feel a lot quicker than what I used to. So I feel like my style is able to evolve that way. Just also watching more wrestling too. I'm able to add a lot more things to my tool belt just by just being a general like fan. Um, I wouldn't say I'm a technical wrestler, but I can, do some like cool stuff that I've added over the years, just from learning from different people, seminars, things like that. So I think I would just think just like adding like more things, and really just learning how to go into like the flow um, of like really feeling out your opponent as you're like there in the ring.
What is the most important lesson that you've learned in the ring?
Always be safe. I would have to say is that might be a. I think it might be a little cliche answer, but I think it's really important one. I think that's the most important thing is just make sure that you and your opponent are safe and you come out in one piece.
What does it mean to you to be the first ever women's champion for a company?
I feel like it would mean a lot because, like we said earlier, it really you putting like that championship like on your back, and it's just to be inspirational and just to be the first champion ever, because you're really going to be the face of that championship from here on forward, just the face of that history, and I think that's a really big it's a really big shoes to fill.
Now, only one person can ever be first.
Absolutely.
And no matter where you're at, that name goes down in the history books.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Who would you say you have learned the most from in the ring?
Learn the most from. I know I would have to say maybe like Ray Lynn. She really pushed like our matches, they push me like past like things that I would typically do. So I think that really shows me that, I can really do certain things, and just really like learn as well. So I would have to say she probably is who I would learn from like the most so far. She's very knowledgeable, as well.
Yes. Raylan, we've seen her at IWA Productions. She is a former IWA Productions Belladonna's champion, too.
Hmm.
I don't believe I've had the honor of seeing her in action.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a bit ago, up there.
It's been a while since she's been there, yes. She as soon as she left IWA, she just started blowing up everywhere. She's everywhere now.
Right.
So, Cassandra, as we said at the top of the show, we do like to play a game with our guests. And we like to call that game Shock Therapy. Now, for anyone new here, the way that the game works is we will ask our guest, Cassandra, 3 multiple choice questions. If Cassandra gets 2 out of the 3 right, she will win that signed poster for one of our live viewers tonight. And tonight, Cassandra will be playing for Matt Marks. Now, Cassandra, when we think of the questions, we try to tailor the questions the best we can to our guest. And with you being the golden one, I thought, why not see how much you know about other golden things?
Okay.
So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Your first question. How many copies must an album sell in the United States to be certified gold by the RIAA? Is it A, 500,000 copies, B, 1 million and a bag of Doritos, C, just 1 copy, but it must be made of solid gold, or D, whatever number Taylor Swift says is fair?
I'm going to go with A.
A, 500,000 copies?
Yes.
And you are right.
Yay! I was going to go with B at first, but,
I mean, yeah, that bag of Doritos really seems like it'd be the clincher for a certified gold album.
I mean, especially if it was one of those big bags of Doritos, then it'd be worth it.
Like the purple bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Which flavor is the purple bag?
I think it's like the spicy chili or something. I really like that bag. I really like that.
Yeah, I'm only familiar with the classic red bag, the nacho cheese, and the blue bag, the ranch.
Ah.
All right, 1 down. Let's see if we can get 2.
He's at the door.
Your next question. What is the chemical symbol for gold on the periodic table?
Well,
Is it A, GO, B, SH, C, AU, or D, BLNG?
I mean, it was C, AU.
CAU?
Mm-hmm.
And you are correct. So you have successfully answered 2 out of the 3 questions. So you have won that signed poster for Mark.
I got well, it's not a funny story, but about that one. I used to want to have like a shirt made with like the periodic, not the actual like table, but just like the little tabs, to say CG and then like AU in like the corner, for like Cassandra Golden, and then like the AU for like the gold, So I just thought it was like really, really funny.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, like kind of like Breaking Bad, actually, like kind of how everything is. Yeah, so that's where I kind of got that idea. But that was reminded me of that old idea. I might try to flesh it out again.
Yeah. All right, but you have 2 out of 3 right. You want to see if you can get 3 for 3?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, and your third question will be: what legendary city was believed by explorers to be made entirely of gold? Was it A, Goldlandio, B, El Dorado, C, Fort Knox Burgers, or D, Glitterville?
I'm gonna go with B.
B, El Dorado?
Yes.
And you are correct. Did you ever watch the movie, The Road to El Dorado?
I actually haven't.
Oh,
But I would love to visit Glitterville one day. Sounds really cool.
oh no, Fort Knox Burger sounds like a good time.
Sounds tasty. I'm eating
Yeah.
a full burger right now.
So you got 3 out of 3 right, and you have successfully won that signed poster for Matt.
Yay.
Congratulations. You have a victory in NGW before you're even setting foot in the ring.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
setting precedent for my
Yeah.
next victory.
Exactly.
First.
So we know we're going to see you on the 21st at Melee Mosquito 3.
Mhm.
Between then or after then, where can fans see you at your next show?
I will be in Magnolia Championship Wrestling on the 5th, or July 5th, excuse me. And then I'll also be on Magnolia Championship Wrestling on the 19th as well of July. That's all up in my head right now, and I'm so sorry. I write things down on my calendar. Other than that, like, I'm not gonna remember it. But that's just the ones that I have like on top of my head right now.
So do you have any merch available for purchase on a website that our fans can check out?
I have some pictures on my Big Cartel, and it's just Cassandra Golden on Big Cartel, and I do have some photos. And I'm looking to get some more T-shirts, maybe the one I just told you guys about. So right
I'd buy
now
that
it's just
shirt.
pictures. Yeah.
But I'm a big nerd, so if it's sciencey, I'll buy.
Yes. See, that's what I'm saying. I think there's a market for people who would understand, who would like it. So maybe I should go ahead and do it.
And we have our co-CEO, Face Quinn, in the comments saying, look forward to seeing you at the show. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Oh, but yeah, I'm so excited to see you in this tournament. Win or lose, it's always great seeing you in action.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm super excited. Just one step closer to being the inaugural Women's Champion.
Yep, that'd be quite the honor to have. That'd be
Absolutely.
quite the thing to hang on your belt.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh, but I want to thank you again for joining us here tonight, Cassandra. Scott, did you have any further questions for Cassandra before we let her go for the
I
evening?
just appreciate you taking time joining us, and looking forward to seeing you at Melee Mosquito 3.
Sounds good. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Oh, thank
All
you
right,
very
thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
joining us. We will see you on the 21st, and good luck to you.
Thank you. I'll see y'all.
Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Bye.
Oh, I can't wait to see her in action, Scott.
Yes, I mean, she looks like she's ready for Lexxi Green. You know, she's a little prepared for Lexxi Green now. So I thought they had faced each other before. I didn't know this was the first time that they're
this will
facing
be
each other.
the first time that they're facing
So
each
you
other.
know, that is awesome that the first time they're facing each other, it is for the semifinals for the first ever NGW Women's Championship for NGW. So I'm honored that we get that first. So
Yep, and if you haven't yet, make sure that you get your tickets at ngw.ticketleap.com. So it's the only play. You'll be able to see Lexxi Green versus Cassandra Golden for the first time.
yes, looking forward to that match.
Yeah, but you know, we've got quite the big show. We've got, you know, the Fam taking on the Heathens, the Fam defending the NGW Tag Team Championships.
Yes, and the Heathens were one step closer to gaining the tag team titles in that TLC match, but you know, because of the interference from LBK, the Heathens were not successful. But the Fam is the first ever NGW 2-time tag team champions for a reason. So this is going to be a great match either way.
Yep. And the last time these two squared off, it was in the first for New Genesis Wrestling Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match.
Yes, exactly.
Which is where we had a confrontation between LVK and Reinar, and they're actually going to be getting their hands on each other in what I fully expect to just be an all-out brawl.
Yes, LVK got a one-night contract to get in that ring and get his hands on Reinar, but now the contract has been signed. He's official member of NGW roster, so now his first sights is set on Reinar, and Reinar set on LVK. So this is going to be a fight no matter what.
We're going to be having Navi Kai taking on Preacher for the Lightning Division Championship. Navi Kai, he was our guest on the show a few weeks back.
Yes, Navi Kai, he went for gold a couple weeks ago or last month at the IWA in that fatal four-way for the IWA Light Heavyweight Championship, and now he's looking to gain gold in NGW. Can he defeat Preacher? We're going to have to see. But, that's going to be a great match.
Oh, speaking of that match, Jerry Morgan was also a contender in that match, and he actually walked away with the IWA Light Heavyweight title.
Yes.
And he's going to be challenging Sid Holland for the Wrestling for a Cure Championship.
Yeah, Jerry Morgan is the current IWA Light Heavyweight Champion and the current Ignite Outburst Champion, and he's looking to gain number 3 for that Wrestling for a Cure Championship. But it's not going to be an easy fight with Sid Holland, because Sid Holland will do everything he can to hold on to that title. And
also, we're going to be seeing Manson in action.
Yes, the newest disciple of the Gospel of Damnation, which, he scares me more than Lexxi Green does. And that's saying something. So, I mean, whatever he's going to get into, it's going to be fight. But we have another.
We also have Burt Candy in action.
Burt Candy made an impressive debut. Him and Navi Kai, and Burt did really good in the Mount Vernon Rumble too. He debuted for IWA Productions in Mount Vernon Rumble, and now he's looking to make a name for himself in NGW.
Yeah, and of course, the main event, Tobias Storm teaming with the new NGW Heavyweight Champion, the Playboy Double H, versus the returning Chris Cade and King of Chaos Ricky Cruz.
Yeah, Chris Cade will have to wait about another month before he gets that one-on-one shot with Playboy for the NGW Heavyweight Championship of Wrestling for a Cure. But in the meantime, he will get his hands on Playboy in this tag team match with, the returning Chris Cade teaming up with the King of Chaos, Ricky Cruz, and take on Tobias Storm and Playboy. But, there is going to be a factor in that, because, Playboy and Tobias ain't coming out there alone.
You know what, Scott? I get to do my favorite thing in the whole world right now.
You get to do it?
Oh, I get to do it. I've got a piece of paper here.
Oh, man. Let's do it.
You know what that means, don't you, Scott?
Yep, I know.
Breaking news. And this is something really exciting. So, how Melee and Mascuda 3 is celebrating 3 years of Genesis Wrestling, celebrating the history of wrestling in Mascuda.
Yes.
So, on Friday night, next week, starting at 4 p.m., Friday, the 20th, there will be a live stream on NGW's YouTube and Facebook page for the next 26 hours that will be showcasing our entire catalog of shows.
Wow.
The other in chronological order.
Wow. Okay.
So everybody has the opportunity to catch up on the entirety of the history of New Genesis Wrestling.
Perfect. Stay up all night, watch it all, and then come the next night, and you'll be all caught up.
Yep. When that live stream ends, the doors will open for Melee and Mascuda 3.
Yeah. And I mean, a third Melee and Mascuda 3, NGW's 3rd anniversary. I mean, it's going to be a great show. I cannot wait.
Yep. That'll be live streaming on New Genesis Wrestling YouTube and Twitch pages.
Yes. That is awesome.
That is. I mean, I might have to take off work that day, sit back, and then I'd be way too tired to do the show, though, Scott.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'll be at work all night, so I'll probably be watching it while I'm at work. So that'll give me something. That'll give me something to do while I'm at work all night long.
Yeah, but it'll be the first show, which was entitled "And So It Begins," up into Endless Winter.
Wow, that's crazy. Yes, it's crazy that we're approaching 3 years of NGW.
Yeah, and there's 26 hours worth of shows.
I know. Got plenty of time to catch up, see matches you never got to see, relive matches you forgot about. It's a great way to discover NGW's catalog of all of our shows. So perfect opportunity. If you don't know anything about New Genesis Wrestling, now's your opportunity to.
Yep, I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? I'm also excited for next week.
Yes. I cannot wait.
I can't wait either. Next Thursday will be our last show before Melee and Muscuda 3.
Yep.
And then Friday night, the live stream starts up.
Yep.
Saturday night, Melee and Muscuda 3 at the Lou Civic Center in Muscuda, Illinois.
Yep.
Sunday night, the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame.
See, you got your whole weekend. You got Thursday through Sunday. So
yeah,
you got stuff to do Thursday night. You can join us on the podcast. Friday night, you can start watching that live streams all the way up to Melee and Muscuda 3. Go to Melee and Muscuda 3. Get up the next day and go to the St. Louis Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame. Perfect weekend for wrestling.
Perfect weekend. Long weekend, but perfect weekend.
Exactly.
But Scott, I can't wait for next week. I can't wait to see you on Thursday for our next episode. Can't wait to see you on Saturday. Can't wait to see how many times you count to and then notice a squirrel on Friday.
It wasn't a squirrel. It was a bird, okay?
A bird.
Hey, at one time at IWA, there was a bat. So I don't even want to hear that.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a
Really?
bat in there one time. A bat.
Okay. That sounds like a fun and interesting night.
Yeah, it was a fun and interesting night. So,
But I want to thank everybody again for joining us here tonight for our episode with Cassandra Golden. I also want to thank our sponsors, Nick's Home Decor, Bi-State Termite and Pest Control, Needful Things Boutique in Muscuda, Illinois, Laser Monkey and Gravy, the manufacturer of this wonderful New Genesis Wrestling tie, and the Ringside Buffet in Mount Vernon, Illinois. And Scott, did you have anything else before we go for the evening?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Like I said, I'd like to thank everybody again, and stay tuned a little bit for an extra special little teaser. Have a good night, everyone.
They call themselves the Pretty Young Things, a name that echoes with swagger, speed, and superiority. At the front of this flashy freight train is Playboy Double H, now the reigning NGW Heavyweight Champion. At his side, Tobias Storm, dangerous, psychological, stealing the spotlight every chance he gets. But standing across the ring is the man who never lost the title, Chris Cade, back from injury and burning for redemption. And with him, Ricky Cruz, the King of Chaos, who just can't escape the gravity of PYT.
When you strip away the lights and the entrance music, wrestling's greatest stories are about what was taken and the lengths that men will go to get it back. Cade's injury didn't just cost him time, it cost him the championship. And now, in his first war back, he's got the champ in his sights. But make no mistake, PYT played dirty, and they play to win. But Chris Cade is teaming with the King of Chaos, Ricky Cruz, who is no stranger at all to PYT and their creative tactics. And then, during the match,